Welcome back to Guinea Something Good behind the scenes comment bag. Okay, let's jump right into some YouTube comments. First, we have a comment from a previous commenter on the last YouTube comment bag. Good old Lantern. Lantern asks on the devlog number 6 for the game Guinea Pig Parkour, first game engine video. He asks, "What will this game be like? It looks very smooth." All right, well, thanks for the question, Lantern. Guinea Pig Parkour is going to be a platformer, 2D side-scrolling platformer, in which you play as Joe, the guinea pig, and you will be doing lots of crazy parkour moves. So, in case you don't know, parkour is it's a hobby, fad, exercise. I don't know what you would categorize it as. It's something people do where they run up buildings and jump across rooftops, and it's the kind of thing that you do in Assassin's Creed, the video game, and it looks very cool. And when you see a guinea pig doing it, it looks very silly. And that's sort of the premise of the game, is that goofy combination. And the whole idea of the game is to be funny, and to have really cool, like, smooth animation. So I'm glad you say it looks very smooth, because that is one of the primary goals. I'm not able to create much hand-drawn animation because it's so time-consuming. But the nice thing with the game is that any animation you make can be reused again and again and again. In fact, it has to be reused. And so any work you do on the animation can be justified because it will be used so much. So normally when you make an animation, you would have to make 12 frames for a second of animation. And if you made even a 2-minute short, that second of animation would be, I mean, an audience member wouldn't necessarily really appreciate how much work went into that 1 second of animation. But if it's in a game, then you see that 1 second over and over and over again. And you don't get bored of it because it's part of how a game operates. So that's sort of the idea for me, personally, is that it allows me to push my own boundaries as an animator. And what I want it to be, the finished product, I want to look as much like a professional studio-made animation as possible, even though I'm making it all. And that's something that I've kind of lamented as a video game player myself, is I love 2D games, and after the Super Nintendo, I kind of expected the evolution of video games to go in a different direction. So after the Super Nintendo, things went 3D, and they sort of remained 3D for a long time, and then indie games came along and really started pushing the boundaries of different styles, and that's great. But yeah, I kind of expected 2D games to evolve alongside 3D games, and they have in some areas. 2D fighters can have really great animation. There was a game for the Wii, Wario something, Shake shake it. And that was all full animation. And so those games exist, but they're very few and far between. So that's the kind of game I'd want to play, and so that's why I'm making it. All right, well, thanks, Lantern. Now we'll get on to the next question. Comes from someone called Lightheaded. Lightheaded asks, do you have a separate channel for just your animations? Honestly, I don't care much for the behind-the-scenes stuff. All right. Well, if you don't care much for the behind-the-scenes stuff, you probably won't be seeing this answer to your question. But I will respond anyway. So, unfortunately, I don't have a separate channel for these different video series. I just have one channel. And obviously, the downside to that is that if you subscribe, which I want you to do, please. Subscribe. Then yes, you will be alerted to every video I post, including series videos that you may or may not want to see. The best I can say is that I keep to a rigid schedule, and so if you see a new video on Friday, that means it's a new animation. And if it's on Monday or Wednesday, that means it's a behind-the-scenes video. So maybe at some point I'll separate the videos into their own channels. A lot of big top YouTubers do that, where they have a separate channel for their behind-the-scenes videos. But I actually need to put them all into one channel right now. It does help grow the channel for a lot of different reasons. Consistent updates, watch time, all kinds of YouTube algorithmic stuff. It really helps to have a lot of content on one channel. So as the audience grows, there probably will come a point where I won't need to have it all be on one channel. But for now, it all kind of needs to grow together. So thanks for the question, Lightheaded. Moving on. These two questions came on the video, Joe versus the environment. First comes a question from a sheephead 7 elf. Okay. They ask, LOL, I love this channel. It deserves way more subs. :3. Oh, that's like a cat face thing. Emoticon. I guess that's not a question, but thanks, a sheephead 7 elf. I appreciate the compliment that you love the channel and that you think it deserves more subs. And that kind of ties into the previous question, which these videos will help bring in more subscribers, which is ultimately one of the major goals of a YouTube channel, is to get subscribers. So again, if you're watching this video, please subscribe. Okay, last question. Solile Iridescent writes on the guinea pig versus the environment video, that is why climate change is happening. Joe, I guess. Joe is why climate change is happening. It's all his fault. So you can do your part, but remember, it's all because of Joe. All right, well, that's all the questions for this week. Thanks for watching. Leave your own question or comment below, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.
you.